Hi, Dad. What is the special rule for year one?
Thinking about working during retirement, huh? Well, if you are thinking about working during retirement, you really have to understand this special rule for year one if you're retiring early. What is this special rule? Well, let me show you this special rule. So the Social Security Administration puts out this publication, and it's how work affects your benefits, and it has a lot of really good information in here. It's available on SSA.gov, or you can Google it, you can search for it. But specifically, we're looking for the special rule in year one, and here it is. Here it is on page 5. Special rule for the first year you retire. Sometimes people who retire in mid-year already have earned more than the annual earnings limit. That's why there is a special rule that applies to earnings for 1 year, usually the first year of retirement. Under this rule, you can get a full Social Security check for any whole month you're retired, regardless of your yearly earnings. In 2023, a person younger than full retirement age for the entire year is considered retired if monthly earnings are $1,770 or less. A lot of words, a lot of words. Let's talk about what this actually means, because it's really important to understand. Okay, so we already know that if you retire prior to your full retirement age and you work and earn over a certain income threshold amount, then your benefits will be reduced temporarily. If in the years prior to full retirement age, and these are 2023 numbers, if you make more than $21,240, then your benefits will be reduced. In the year of full retirement age, so the year you reach either age 66 or 67, if you make more than $56,520, then your benefits will be reduced as well. And then, of course, after you reach full retirement age, then you can make as much as you want. But for that first year, that you retire, there's this special rule. And what the special rule says is similar to all the other years. If you make over a certain threshold, and in that SSA.gov and that document that we just looked at, that publication, you might have noticed that the $1,770 is the monthly threshold. Well, where did they get that from? Well, if you take this 21,240 and you divide it by 12 to get a monthly number, that's how you get the 1770. So if you make more than 1770 in the months after you retire in that first year, then your benefits will be withheld. And that's the special rule. So let's look at an example. So Ebony's full retirement age is 67. She retires early at age 65 on October 30th. So, of course, she's retiring early before her full retirement age, so she gets a reduced benefit. And that benefit, that reduction is permanent. It's a permanent reduction. So her reduced benefit is $2,000 per month. Now, she retired on October 30th, but from January to October, she made $60,000. Of course, that's well over that $21,000 number that we looked at earlier. So from January to October, she made $60,000. And then she says, I'm going to work part-time. This is going to be kind of a transition retirement. So I'm going to still do some part-time work in November, December. Of course, that $60,000 is over the threshold. But does that mean that her retirement benefits are going to be reduced? Well, no. This is how it looks. So January to October, she makes $60,000 and she retires there in October. And then in November, December, she's going to make $1,500 a month. She expects to make $1,500 a month and $1,600 a month in December. So that blue circle, okay, she's working. She wasn't fully retired. She was working. That's not going to count towards that income limit. It's not going to count at all. It's essentially disregarded. The only thing that matters is the months after she retires, that November and December. But since November and December are under 1770, then she's, according to the Social Security Administration, she's still retired. She's still fully retired, so she's not going to get a reduction in her benefit. She's still going to receive $2,000 a month in November, $2,000 a month in December. Now, let's look at another example. So similar. So she's still going to retire on October 30th, still before her full retirement age when she's 65. But she's going to work again November, December. But this time, she's going to make more money. So in November, she's going to make $1,900 a month. In December, She's going to make $1,600 a month. You'll see that November, that's the issue. She's not retired. She's not retired in November, according to the Social Security Administration, because she makes more than $1,770 in that month. But December, she's still retired. So because she made more than $1,770, if she expects to make more in November, then her entire benefit will be withheld for November. But she will receive that December check. Now you may be looking at that and saying she's only over by $130. So why did she lose her entire check? Well, because the SSA is not going to won't do by default the partial payment. They're going to withhold the whole payment. Right? So she's only over by $130. $1,900 minus $1,770. And her benefits should only be reduced $2 or $1 for every $2 over that threshold. So really, her benefits should just be reduced by $65. If there was a partial payment available for November, then she would receive $1,900 minus $65. But they're going to withhold that entire check. So you may be saying, man, that's too much. They're taking too much. What about all the rest? Right? What about everything else for November? I was only over $130. I should have only reduced my November check by $65. Well, you're right. And Social Security Administration knows that you're right, and they agree that you're right. And so what will happen at the end of the year, or after the end of the year, when that income comes into their systems and they see that you actually made $1,900, well, once that is in their system, they will do a true up. They will pay you the excess that they withheld in the next year. So you don't lose that. They'll pay you the excess in the next year. This $65, that's also not permanently lost, because once you reach full retirement age, then your benefits will be adjusted upwards to account for these lost benefits because you made too much money. So this is the special rule for year one. It's a monthly rule, and it looks at all the months in that first year after you retired. And if you make over this threshold amount, then your benefits are going to be reduced. And it's something to be very, very cognizant of, because you could be working and expecting that check, or expecting it only to be partially reduced, but they'll withhold the entire check. That's a special rule for year one if you're retiring early. So if you are retiring early, just remember two main things happen. One, your benefit will be permanently reduced because you're claiming before full retirement age. But then if you work, your benefits could be temporarily reduced because of the earnings test. And there's this special rule for year one that kind of discounts all the money that you made in that year in the months prior to you retiring. And that is the special rule for year one. All good?
I got it. That makes sense, Dad.